It is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Andrew Longabaugh from the class of 2012, who is our first speaker this evening.
Life is a giant canvas, so throw all the paint you can on it. There are no such limits to growth because there are no such limits on the human capacity for intelligence, imagination, and wonder. The important thing is this: to be able at any moment sacrifice what we are for what we could become. If I'm the first person you've ever heard proclaim any of these life statements, clearly you've never been to a commencement ceremony or you've fallen asleep at one. Graduates, faculty, family, and friends, today we have one thing in common. Yes, you and me and every single person sitting here. Sacrifice. According to Wikipedia, aka the death of all research papers, professors, and the entire higher education community, the word sacrifice means an act of slaughtering an animal or a person, surrendering a possession as an offering to God. Yeah, I've never done that. But luckily, Wikipedia has provided about 15 other definitions, one of which is called self-sacrifice, which means to act with less concern for yourself and for the success of the whole. We have all sacrificed fractions, pieces, and in some situations, piles of time, energy, and effort for each of us to be sitting right where we are now. Okay, now do me one and take a second and actually think about all of the self-sacrifices you've made to sit right where each of you are today. Think of all of the pages that have gone through a printer or an email that have had your name on it and were required to be MLA format. Think about all of the deadlines you still have to or had to complete. Oh, and think about all the times the early morning you welcomed you to a start of a new Monday, and instead of going to class and singing, "Good morning, Starshine, the earth says hello," you were hitting your snooze button about 40 times for the next 3 hours. Self-sacrifice seems to effortlessly shape our past, our present, and the ominous but inevitable future. The definition of self-sacrifice is held in a personal context, but I believe we are each fighting the exact same battle: life. Bob Marley once said, "Life is one big road with lots of signs. So when you're riding through the ruts, don't complicate your mind, but flee from hate, mischief, and jealousy. Don't bury your thoughts, but put a vision to your reality." If the image of life is one big road is true, I think of two things. One, traffic, and two, a destination. One of the funniest things to me is the traffic one encounters just right off 94 here at Concordia. You see those two flashing light poles that indicate whether or not there's going to be loads of fun traffic to sit in, and instead of a 5-minute drive, you have a 25-minute drive listening to Kelly Clarkson over and over and over again. And isn't it funny that we've labeled significant traffic to the term rush hour? How often do you find yourself in the midst of a rush hour? In your everyday life? In your past? Have there ever been those flashing lights warning you or letting you know that traffic is ahead and there will be a potential delay? The self-sacrifices made on this road shape not only the traffic we find ourselves in, but the traffic others find themselves in. But luckily, there is an ultimate sacrifice that has been made to take the traffic out of our lives. 1 Corinthians says, "Just as a body, though one has many parts, it forms one body. So it is with Christ. For we are all baptized by one Spirit so as to form one body." The theme for Concordia University's 2011-2012 academic year was entitled, "We are God's People." Indeed, we are God's people. We have each been given different gifts and characteristics, but have all been made in the image of God. We breathe in the breath of life each day, and because God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life, we can live in the freedom and peace of the love of Christ. So I leave you with this. John 14:27 says, "Peace I leave with you. My peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid." And as one of my favorite professors in college would always say when we were walking out the door, go out and live the Golden Bear dream. Congratulations, graduates. This is your time.